And start off actually with our gluten-free pie crust. I didn't. Yes, I did. No, I did. I did. Yeah, Shy, you haven't been since I swapped angles now, huh? Audiobooks all come at once from the library. That's fine. That's So this is the gluten-free pie crust. I'm going to be working with this first because I have two coworkers specifically who are one is intolerant and then the other one I believe is a celiac disease. Did I not? No, Shy. So what I did was, you see the microwave over here? I just put the laptop on the other side. So the laptop's on the other side of the counter. I still lost counter space, but I've unblocked my microwave. Or semi unblocked my microwave. The battery pack still blocks it, but yeah, no, I know on Sundays, not because Nada changed her schedule. I know that you're always in her streams nowadays on Sundays. So but I didn't realize that you haven't been here since I swapped the camera angle. It was a couple of weeks ago, or it was when I first came back from being sick. Jisoo, thank you so much for the 100 bits. I caught it before the notif came. Hi, Tex. I need to get some nail polish on here. I'm okay. I'm okay. I actually need to trim them. They're getting a little bit long, but thank you. How's everybody doing? It's good to see you, Tex. I hope you're doing well. I feel like it's nighttime. I mean, it's only like 6 p.m., but it's really dark out. So, all right, let me make sure there's like fuzzies and stuff. Oop. You guys might see spoons, by the way. Spoons. Spoons. If you guys see a little cat that's his cat food. He's looking really confused by my Ethernet cable. Makes life so much better. Hollow polish for life. Oh, I mean, I'm part of I love um I love that channel. I just don't have money for all of her polishes, even though they look really, really cute. All right, I'm just trying to make sure I dust off any because I feel like little bitty particles on here. But yeah, I've watched her. I've watched her for years, Sugar Girl. Work is hell this week, but at least tomorrow's Friday. This is true. And this is what I'm baking for our holiday party at work. All right, so I'm going to get some gluten-free flour down. And then if you guys are wondering what gluten-free flour I'm using Bob's Red Mill, specifically the 1-to-1 baking flour. He does have another option for gluten-free flour, but I'm not but I don't have xanthan gum to add. So we're gonna go ahead and start by sprinkling some flour down. And we're gonna take our crust out. We're gonna let it sit for a little bit so it can soften up a little. And then start rolling it out. I'm gonna do a couple folds. Probably a couple isn't 2 folds. And then we're gonna roll it out and put it in our pie pan. You got all of our polishes and you live in Denmark, so shipping is crazy and you don't even have a job. Cat. That's a lie. You work Saturday, but then you get to go to the street fair. Nice. That's exciting, Shy. I hope your Saturday shift goes well and it's not too crazy. You're not going to the holiday party this year mostly because you're 100% remote and the headquarters is in the UK. Well, yeah, that'd be a little difficult unless they paid for your travel, but if they're not, who needs a holiday party? I realized that I didn't bring my trash can over. So, trash can is over next to me now. You're on early retirement? Oh, man. I was gonna say her polishes can be really expensive. Or like, they don't go on sale very often. Like, I mean, every time I'm like, "Oh, these are really, really cute." And I like load up my cart, it ends up being like $500 and I'm like, I can't justify spending $500 on nail polish when I don't wear nail polish that often. Like, I don't have the patience to wait for nail polish to dry. So, yeah. They have for previous management, but they're not going to pay hotel, food, or transportation outside of the plane ticket. Yeah, nah. I'm sure they're worth every penny. Like, I would want a bunch of her nail polishes. I don't have the patience to wait for it to dry on my fingernails. So like every time I paint my nails, I always end up bumping something or you know how it goes. Every time you paint your nails, you paint like you get your dry coat on or your like base coat on and then you get like one coat and then you're like, "Shit, I got to pee." Every time. It screws up my nail polish every time. Every time. Your office party is on the 13th. You're doing crock pot meatballs. Exactly. You know what, Shy? Good on you. The last potluck thing we had was I think last week or last month. We did like I think every month we've done like a birthday potluck deal. I brought cookies and I didn't make the cookies. I just bought the cookies. Cuz I was just like I no, we're not efforting. Can't wait for polish to dry either, so you get gel polish, but you're still not patient. Bro, gel polish, you gotta like stick it under the UV light and everything. Uh-uh. You gonna make some of the new food from DST? Probably, Sugar Girl. We'll see in the new year if I wanna like kick off, I wanna like start the new year out with like revisiting Don't Starve and Don't Starve Together recipes. We'll see. I don't have like a lot planned, but I'm looking to come back to them. All right. So, I made this dough yesterday. This recipe is from Claire Saffit's Dessert Person. Well, both of these recipes are. So, the recipe for the pie dough and the recipe for the sticky buns are coming from this book. And then the recipe for the pumpkin pie, I'm just going to use the can. So I bought Libby's 100% pure pumpkin. We're going to be making the new fashioned pumpkin pie recipe. But we're going to start by trying to roll this boy out. I am worried that it's going to crack like this. Or I was worried that it was going to crack like this just because I haven't worked with gluten-free flour for a pie crust quite yet. So I'm just going to flip it. And we're going to pray that it comes together. It looks a bit dry. Yeah, so it's on the drier side. When I hydrated it yesterday, it all came together pretty well. But I'm going to see if we can maneuver. If not, I am gonna just go ahead and grab some water. If I need to do like some splashes of water. Oh, you do the old one and you have the cloves? That makes sense. Yeah, a quarter teaspoon of cloves is pretty strong. But I'm doing the new fashioned pie just because I know that like when you bake condensed milk, it gives it like that really nice um that really nice custardy texture. All right. So we're just going to be doing a lot of maneuvering with this pie crust. I may just because I was following her recommendations for, a drier crust and then I was like, you know what, gluten-free flour behaves differently. So we might be struggle bussing for a bit, but that's par for the course. All right. Have I done my offering on the altar of Betty Crocker? I don't know if Betty Crocker would approve of gluten-free pie crust. You know, we'll see. We'll see. So I do have some um oh, S Kava. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well today. Okay, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna be able to roll this out into a pretty pie crust this year, just because it's a gluten-free pie crust and it's not behaving the best. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna toss it into our pie tray, our pie pan. Let's hydrate this a little bit. This one spot. Sugar Girl, thank you so much for the 69 bits. I think what I'm gonna do is we're just gonna go for it and we're going to try and smush it into our pie pan. How do y'all feel about that? I'm trying to get like, I was trying to use this recipe. I was hoping we were gonna get like a really nice flaky dough. But you know what? Working with gluten-free flour can be tricky, especially in times like this. So we're just gonna smush it in. Thank you so much. You're glad to follow. Thank you. I'm glad to have a new follower as well. I hope you're doing well today. Welcome in. We're sciencing pie crust right now. It looks a little crazy, but we're gonna get there. Press in crust. Yes, we're just gonna press in this crust. It'll be fine. We'll figure it out. It'll be fine. The other dough looks great because I used regular flour. But we're gonna try and press this dough in. You hope you're doing well. Content seems interesting. Thank you. I'm known for making a lot of like video game foods here on Twitch. I've made a lot of like Don't Starve Together foods here. I'm also doing like a Vietnamese cooking series. I don't know. I cook a lot of food here. And I do a lot of silly things. I do a lot of silly things here on the channel as well. Like this, where we're like, this isn't going to roll out into a nice dough. So we're just going to science experiment and then press it in instead. But hello, welcome in. Food is important. Learned that the hard way. You've never used Bob's Red Mill? gluten free. You've only ever used